Hi there everybody, this is David, and if you've ever looked like a mobile RPG and thought, I'll pass. Well, girl, same. I get it, because for years most of them were like low effort asset flips, auto battlers with like the soul of a wet napkin, or just gacha traps so aggressively monetized that they made the casinos in Las Vegas, where I live, look generous. But every once in a while, a little gem comes along that says like, hey, what if we actually made a good game? And that is where Sword of Convallaria comes in. This here is a tactical RPG in the truest sense of the word. Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, Tactics Ogre, those are its blueprints. But then it goes ahead and adds its own flavor, its own ideas, and a shocking amount of content. And with it now celebrating its 1-year anniversary with an event this August 1st, they just gave it like a massive update and an overhaul with some brand new game modes, new characters, and like a shocking finale to the main story arc too. So if you are new to the game and you want to try it out, or you maybe bounced off like a couple of months back, now here is definitely the time to give it another look. And hey y'all, full disclosure, this video here is sponsored by the folks behind Sword of Convallaria. And today, I do want to walk you through what this game is and what makes it worth playing, and what you can expect from the big 1-year anniversary update that just dropped. And if you do like videos that like dive deep into this kind of stuff, tactical RPGs, obscure gems, old school style games that, surprise you, please just go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to join our party and level on up with me. It helps me out a ton, more than you know. Alright, let's get down on into it. What is Sword of Convallaria? The short answer, it's a free-to-play tactical RPG available both on mobile as well as PC that really does dodge all the usual free-to-play pitfalls. You've got full-blown turn-based strategy RPG battles, recruitable characters, branching storylines, political intrigue, and that kind of sprite-based pixel art that hits your nostalgia right in the feels. The battles use a Final Fantasy Tactics style system where your characters act based on their agility rather than a strict player-enemy turn order. It even has terrain mechanics, elevation bonuses, explosive barrels that you can, yeet into enemies, and boulders you can roll downhill to crush a pack of goons like you're the Roadrunner, getting one over on Wile E. Coyote. And just so we're clear up front, yeah, there are gacha mechanics in this game, but no, they are not required to enjoy the single-player content. In fact, the main story mode is 100% gacha free. I was incredulous about this before, but I put a video out about a year or so ago when the game did first drop, and yeah, when they say that gacha isn't required, they do mean it. And when they say that the story mode is gacha free, they're not lying either. I've played it all, folks. It is the God's honest truth. This here plays more like a traditional console RPG. You recruit characters naturally through story events or from the tavern with in-game gold, not dollars. And what does that mean for you? That means no polls, no pity system, no whales stomping you into the ground and putting you out. You just play the game. What a concept in 2025, am I right? So now that you know what this all is, let's talk about what's new, because this anniversary update is a big one. First and foremost, we're getting the final chapter in the Kingdom of Iria storyline. This is the culmination of a year-long campaign full of political drama, shady factions, lost memories, and moral gray zones. And if you like your stories full of depth, death, and deception, and, who doesn't, then this is where Sword of Convallaria really shines. You're not just picking good versus evil. You're choosing alliances with actual consequences. Will you side with the kingdom's military, the religious papal states, or maybe the union of city-states trying to maintain order? Each choice changes not only the cutscenes, but your actual battles, your recruits, and your ending. Now with this new update, all of that is wrapping up. I'm not going to be spoiling anything here, but I will say, if you've been following the story, the payoff is real. And if you're just starting out, now is the perfect time, because you can binge the entire storyline without waiting for weekly updates or timed unlocks. It's all there, right for the playing. But the story isn't the only thing getting love here. The big gameplay additions are 2 new modes, the Pioneering Odyssey and the Expedition. And these aren't just side quests or anything else like that, they are full-on brand new systems. So let's start with the Pioneering Odyssey. This mode is split into 2 separate parts, the Pioneer Challenge and the Stellar Pioneer. The challenge stages are exactly what they sound like. Brutal tactical puzzles that force you to build smart teams and then use every single tool that you've got. They're not easy, but if you're a strategy nerd like me, that is good to hear. I don't want my strategy games to be like, baby mode. I like a challenge. I like to think. But if you're not quite ready for the pain, the Stellar Pioneer stages are there to help you gear up and unlock the new Pioneer talent system. And that gives your character some serious power boosts, which in turn makes the Pioneer challenge just a little bit less terrifying. Then there's the Expedition, which is more of like an exploration-based mode. You build a squad, send them into this dungeon-like region called the Spiral, and complete missions to earn Origin Gems. These can be exchanged for limited characters, plus rare weapons and resources. It feels a bit like a roguelike mixed with progression farming, and you go deeper each run, collect your loot, and slowly build up your arsenal. So for those of you out there who just, love grinding at your own pace and diving deeper and deeper into a dungeon, this one here is going to be a favorite. It really did remind me kind of like the ancient cave in Lufia 2, except, I could leave whenever I wanted to, and I didn't have to start over at the beginning each time either. So now, let's talk about all the different characters, because we've got a few new faces who are joining the guild. First up is Inanna of Convallaria, who's not only a total powerhouse on the battlefield, but she's also central to the story. She's part of the limited time anniversary celebration running from August the 1st to August 14th. And then afterwards you can collect Rico, as he's going to show up later from August 15th to the 28th. Not only that, but there's also like a special in-game event happening on August 1st to celebrate it being live for 1 year. And if you're trying to bulk up your roster with some great characters, and who isn't, there's even a guaranteed legendary banner where every 10 pull costs 980 Astral Gems, and it also guarantees you a brand new legendary character which you don't already own, which, I've just gotta say is downright unheard of in a gacha game. Yeah, they're being super generous here. But also, here's the best part too, because you're gonna be getting a ton of free summons just for logging in. We're talking 10 free pulls per day for a week from August the 1st to August the 7th, plus more through other events like the Galactic Remnant, Rico's Dailies, and the annual review bonus. If you've ever wanted to jump in and summon, now is the time. So, with all that being said, how should you approach building up your team? Well, the combat here is actually genuinely deep. You've got weapon types, elemental affinities, terrain bonuses, turn order based on agility. Every single fight is a puzzle. So don't just build your team based upon, their rarity or their rank or anything else like that. Build it up around their synergy. For example, you will definitely want a frontline tank like Keed or Glenn to draw enemy fire, some long-range attackers like the archer Yalna or the gunner Matha for sniping off enemy mages from higher elevations, speedy assassins like Kia to dive to the backline and disrupt their strategy, and also some dedicated support units like Shaklulu for healing and buffing up your team. Positioning is everything here. You can boost your attack by hitting from the sides or behind, and the maps themselves have destructible and interactive elements. One of my favorite things to do is to use Matha's leg slam to kick an explosive barrel right into a cluster of enemies, and then watch them all go up in flames like the 4th of July. And don't forget, you can also customize every unit's loadout. Weapons, skills, passive talents, ascension abilities, it all matters. The new Pioneer talent tree adds even more options, so now is a great time to dig into your roster and experiment. So, to wrap all this up, Sword of Convallaria is that kind of game that rewards players who love to think. It's got the presentation of like a retro classic strategy RPG, the structure of a modern live game, and with this anniversary update, it feels more complete and more confident than ever before. If you gave it a shot before, but then bounced off for whatever reason, now is definitely the time to give it another look. And if you've never tried it, this is the best time to start. Because I can tell you right now, lots of different gacha games come and go. Tons of them are shut down just a couple of months after getting off the ground. But this one here is showing staying power. It is still going strong and still just as generous as it was when it first launched. So go ahead and download it right now using my link in the description and join in for the anniversary celebration for some special bonuses, and be sure to do it before August 7th to claim all those free, juicy summons. And if you did like this video and you want more RPG deep dives, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I've got plenty more coming. Thanks again to Convallaria for sponsoring this video, and as always, thanks to you for watching. I'll see y'all next time, and have a good day.